Colm and Lucy Podcast with Colm Hayes and Lucy Kennedy.
From Nova.ie and Radio Nova.
Welcome along to another Colm and Lucy Podcast. So you're back for more, eh? Okay. What have we got lined up for you? Let's have a look at the menu. On the way, we find out about Lucy's visit to the Queen of Health. We also speak about bad neighbours, and we have a call from Martin. He describes, well, seriously bad neighbours. Stan and Ollie, the movie. We have a review from our man at the movies, Clint, and also the interview with Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly. We speak about first dates. Who should pay for it? And should you allow the other person buy lobster? Also, we speak about Jay, who got, well, actually, he's on the phone. Jay got his first date. The dinner was paid for by a Rolling Stone, but exactly who? Stay with us, you'll find out. And also you'll find out how Clint nearly got a hat from Michael Jackson, what Lucy got from Jermaine Jackson, and who I got a set of gardening gloves from. Yes, celebrities give us stuff. And also we have what is possibly the most bizarre phone call of the entire year when we speak to one chap who got something really unusual from one of the biggest movie stars ever. Talking about movies, we finish up with a couple of more movie reviews. Mary Queen of Scots and also Beautiful Boy. Our man at the movies, Clint, was busy this week. Welcome to another Colm and Lucy podcast. Now sit back, put your feet up on top of your pet and enjoy.
It's the best of the Colm and Lucy Breakfast Show on Radio Nova.
And now Lucy will tell us about her visit to the Queen yesterday. You met the Queen.
I met the Queen yesterday. Yes, I did, everybody. This is the Queen of Health.
Oh.
Nicola Flood.
The Queen of Health.
The Queen of Health. So she's based in Blackrock.
Wow.
And I'm her protege. I'm her slave.
You're her slave?
No.
You're her health slave.
I'm her health slave. So basically,
gosh.
I am on a 4-week program of healthiness.
Okay, healthiness?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I met the Queen of Health yesterday. And she's beautiful.
And is she healthy?
She's really healthy.
And does she look like a queen? Is she wearing a little tiara?
No, she doesn't look like a queen, but she is beautiful.
Okay.
And she was basically going through my diet and everything. Turns out I think I have low blood sugar.
You've low?
No, low.
Oh, low. God, if you had no blood sugar.
This is why I'm always tired, lethargic, moody, emotional.
I think that's because
angry.
you're female.
Angry.
Yeah.
It's not because I'm female.
I think, there you go. Look at that reaction.
It's not because I'm female. This can happen to men, but women are more prone to it because we're more in touch with the universe and our feelings.
Do you know what brings up the sugar levels? A man buying you lobster.
You're a sad little man. You're a sad little man. Now tell everyone what you wanted to know.
No. You can't. It's stuff I said off air.
So, yeah.
No.
But I want people to know what you really like.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, it's brilliant. So she gave me a plan, so a weekly plan and, diet to kind of follow and stuff.
No, just to find out
my crisp days are over. My Doritos are over.
Yeah, but to find out, to get onto that plan, what did she do to you?
So I went along and she asked me like 58 questions.
Okay.
And where an average was 16, I was getting like 48.
Right.
But in a bad way.
In a bad way?
Yeah,
in your style, your lifestyle?
My lifestyle. So I am overtired.
Yes.
Overworked.
Overdrunk.
Underloved.
Okay. Can the Queen of Health help you in love?
She can help me in love. She said, ditch rich. And I said, that's the plan. But anyway, so she went through, only joking, she said that I'm
back in Tinder again, she is.
Shh. She said that I'm eating at the wrong time and the wrong thing. And you know the way I graze from 6 to 10?
Yeah.
She said, forget about it.
Okay.
Have one meal in that time, preferably a green smoothie. And she also said, instead of having 3 very large meals, which I have,
yes,
to have 5 average ones. So I need to buy
5 average meals a day?
Yeah, I need to snack on nuts.
5? Queen of Health said that?
Queen of the Health said, snack on nuts.
And so what was this about? She spotted you with the body of a 28-year-old?
Yes. So what happened was you basically step in this machine. You don't have to take off all your clothes.
Okay.
I just got down to my...
Sorry, go on.
I just got down to my vest and I was wearing jeans. So, you know my jeans I was wearing yesterday with the rip in the arse?
Yeah.
I don't think the Queen of Health was impressed with
I wouldn't say the Queen of Health. Did Queen of Health ask you to wear proper clothes the next time?
No.
Okay.
But I'd say she probably wasn't impressed. Anyway, stood up on the scales. Turns out I've got the insides of a 28-year-old.
How did the Queen of Health find that out?
She can find out anything.
Did the Queen of Health have marigolds?
No, she didn't probe me, just with questions.
Okay.
And then it turns out I have 16% body fat or something like really low.
Yeah.
And it turns out I am basically ready for the Olympics.
So the Queen of Health said that you are really... Which would the Olympics? What would you do in the Olympics? Pole vault or something? What did the Queen of Health recommend?
I could do anything. But
donut eating. Sorry.
It would be unfair because it turns out I'm just too fit for my own good.
Said the Queen of Health.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, she was quite surprised with the stats because obviously she saw me in the flesh, and then
Did you
she's
think
like,
her machine was broken?
"Wow, it says here that you're only and I'm 2 pounds lighter than I thought I was. You need to get on her machine. Her machine is amazing."
You need to get on her machine.
So I'm going to go
Queen
out
of
to her
Health.
every Tuesday for 4 weeks. Queen of
Okay.
Health. She's based in Blackrock. Nicola Flood. She's a great girl. Have a look at her website.
Can I just say
Yes.
to the Queen of Health,
Yes.
and at the end of you visiting the Queen of Health,
Yes.
what do you hope to achieve that you will be?
A healthier lifestyle, less stress, less tired, more energy, a better person.
You think that can be done in 4 weeks?
Yes, it can, Colm Hayes. What are you doing about your body and the state of it?
I think the Queen of Health told you not to speak like that to anybody.
Yes, she did. Oh, and the good news is she said you can also have a cheat meal a week. So Saturday night, I've got pizza bases. I'm going to make a homemade pizza, and I'm going to have a full bottle of Yellowtail Malbec.
Can I just ask you one final question about the Queen
Yes,
of Health?
keep it.
What did the Queen of Health say about alcohol and how often?
Okay, the Queen of Health has said that I could have a glass or two on a Friday, and I could have maybe 3 glasses on a Saturday, but that's it.
Monday?
No.
Tuesday?
The Queen of Health also said that I need to lose you in my life.
Really? Oh,
So-
the Queen of Health. There you go.
So,
Because I'm like the Prince of Darkness, and she's the Queen of Health.
Clint and Lucy show.
Okay. There you go, folks. We'll catch up every Tuesday and see what the Queen of Health has done
You're the king of disaster,
to,
Colm Hayes.
to Lady Lucy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks to the band as well.
It's the best of the Colm and Lucy Breakfast Show on Radio Nova.
Martin, how are you?
How are you?
Good morning.
Not too bad at all. How are you?
I'm very well. This is Mad Martin, the taxi driver.
Mad
Yeah,
Martin,
hey, we love you, Mad Martin.
do you have a scary story for us?
This is a brilliant story.
Okay.
Go on.
The neighbour from hell, there will be no names, no Paxrel. I won't even mention the name of the dog.
Good man.
Right.
Large dog, large crap. Are you with me so far?
Oh, no.
Gotcha, yeah, go
yes.
My friend loves his garden. Him and his wife are out doing the garden. They love their rose bushes. This dog would come in every day and drop his excrement in the same spot every day.
Every day. Okay, lovely.
He knocks at the door and he told the neighbour. The neighbour's defensive like his dog and said, "How'd you know it's my dog?"
Oh, the neighbour
Yeah.
sounds
My
dodgy.
friend,
Yeah.
my friend is into old stuff. He has a Polaroid camera. Do you remember those?
I
Yes,
do,
we
yeah,
do.
Yeah, do, yeah.
And you shake the photograph till it clears. Do you remember those?
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
And he has a lovely tin bucket, a pail, we used to call it in the old days.
Very good.
Right.
He collected the crap for 2 weeks.
Oh, he did not.
He
Yeah.
deposited the crap on the doorstep of the neighbour,
No.
mixing the photograph in the top.
No.
So he
The
gave
dog,
him
the
photographic
dog never
proof.
returned.
There you go.
But how did the
No,
dog
I'm
get
not-
into his garden, Martin?
I'm not recommending that you do this. He had no gates. He has gates now.
Yes.
So wait a sec. So he left the neighbour's dog's poo on the neighbour's doorstep.
On the
With
owners.
the photograph in the top of the poo.
Very good.
Wow.
No. Now we have a worse neighbour, and this guy had too much time in his hands. He didn't get on with his neighbour. His neighbour cut the hedge, and all the leaves fell into his garden. He said to the neighbour, "Could you please remove your leaves from my garden?" He said, "That is not my garden." My friend, and I'm not making this up, got 4 rolls of sellotape and sellotaped all the leaves back onto the guy's hedge. Now that guy has serious psychological problems.
No.
I love it.
Are they still living beside each other, these two?
They hate each other.
Clearly.
Still.
And here's an even better one.
Yeah.
This guy has a classic car. No names, no Paxrel.
Thank
And
you.
every Saturday morning when he knew his neighbour was trying to have a lie-in, he would rev his car like crazy next door.
No.
My friend went out and said to him, "You're supposed to put the hose pipe in the window when you're doing that."
Oh, stop!
They hate each other.
They clearly do. Thank you, Martin.
They hate each other.
Thank
God
you.
bless you all.
God bless
Thank you, Martin, and do kiss your friend.
Okay, there you go.
Oh my God, he went to the trouble of getting the sellotape
Yeah.
and the leaves.
I love it. I love it.
It's so true, though. When you're buying a house, check
It's the best of the
neighbours.
Colm and Lucy Breakfast Show on Radio Nova.
Clint is here with an exclusive interview.
Good God.
So it's
Morning,
the
guys.
It's the movie
Morning,
Stan and
Clint.
Ollie.
How you
Good
doing?
morning, Clint.
Yes, the movie Stan and Ollie is out now in cinemas everywhere. I implore you to go check it out.
Oh,
Is the-
implore.
Is this the review as well as the interview?
It's a mixture of both
Okay,
because
so-
it's the Laurel and Hardy film. Now, it's not a biopic. If you're expecting to learn the life story of the boys,
Yeah.
you're not.
Okay.
But what it is a very good little tale, which not many people know. So
Yeah.
it starts with them at the height of their fame, going through the motions, and then fast forwards to the end of their fame, when they're not doing so well, and they decide to go on a tour of Britain and Ireland.
Yeah.
It's in the 50s, and it's sort of their last chance to make a few bob, because they're not making movies anymore. And what the funny part is a big section of this film is actually set in Dublin, when the boys came to Dublin and actually performed their last ever show at the Olympia Theatre.
Wow.
Their last ever performance together on stage
Well,
was...
they stayed in the Gresham, didn't they?
They did. They had a week or so here in Dublin.
Yeah.
And they arrive in Cork on the boat, and that's in the film and everything. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Actually, not actually filmed in Dublin or anywhere near Ireland, but...
Oh, boo. Where was it filmed?
In England. But the best bit is the boys came to the Olympia Theatre last week to sit on the stage.
Where Stan and Ollie were.
Where Laurel and Hardy were.
Yeah.
And I got to sit on the stage with them.
Wow.
And
That's pretty cool.
It was very cool. And, of course, John C. Reilly, we know him from all his films with Will Ferrell. And we know, I guess, Steve Coogan best for Alan Partridge.
Well, Alan Partridge. And Philomena.
Yeah. He's done a
Philomena.
load of great things to make us
very
laugh.
funny.
And these two together are pretty much Laurel and Hardy. So I was a little bit starstruck when I sat down with them. And I started by asking Steve Coogan what it was like to get the phone call knowing that he was going to play this iconic person.
Well, it wasn't quite as revelatory as that. It was a conversation with Jeff Pope, who'd written the script, and I was working with Jeff on another script because we write together. And but I heard he told me he was writing this thing, Laurel and Hardy. And I got quite interested. I hadn't read it, but I just said, "Oh, who are you thinking of casting?" And he wasn't quite sure. But he went to a meeting and the next day said, "Oh, someone mentioned your name for Stan Laurel," and I thought, "Well, good. I mean, I'd like it to have been you, but that's okay."
Yeah.
And he had to pretend to be surprised.
Yeah, I went, wow, that's good. I went, hey, maybe that could work. But I said, "Who are you thinking of for Oliver Hardy?" And I went through a long, long list, and right at the bottom was John C. Reilly.
Oh, that's nice. Woman.
No, the list was the upside down. It was the wrong way up. He was at the top of the list. I knew as soon as I knew he was on board, I was like, I'm in.
You had to go through quite a transformation. I mean, the fat suit, if that's okay to say, I think politically correct.
That is what they all called it. So yes, it does. It's a suit that makes you look fat.
Is it nice to be fat for a film?
I have to say, it made me have a lot of empathy for him about what. Yes, of course, that was the tool of his trade was being a big man. You know, like the old joke is, fatty fall down. You know, and big men like that in that position don't generally last very long. You look at John Belushi or John Candy, or it's a lot. It's a lot emotionally. It's a lot physically. And I ended up feeling a lot for Oliver by the end because of that experience. People look at you very differently when you're big. It's one thing when you're on stage and they're laughing at you and you're using your size to make people laugh. But when you're just trying to live your life and you're standing outside, like sometimes I did, you see the judgment that comes from people when you're that size. And it was a burden to him in his personal life.
An experience for you.
Yeah.
Being on this stage, being in Ireland, in Dublin, where that final show was, did you think you'd actually end up here when you were making the movie?
I didn't. I certainly didn't think we'd end up here as our last stop on our press tour. It's kind of amazing.
It's funny. I can imagine us doing the dance on this stage. It felt almost identical.
It's a historical fact that Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy stood right here, right where we are. If you're playing Julius Caesar, you could go, well, maybe he was here. He could have been here, but with these guys, we know where they went, and to walk in their footsteps literally is a very humbling thing.
You mentioned the dance. How hard was that to choreograph? And because you do, that's one of the few things in the film you do mimic, really.
Yes, it is. We did a few sketches and the like. We had over 3 weeks rehearsal, which was very, very useful to us to get to know each other, John and I, and develop a relationship and get some so-called chemistry going between us to bring this thing to life. But all the dance stuff and all that stuff was just about putting the hours in, rehearsing, concentrating. It was good. It was a good discipline. It was good to go to work every day and roll your sleeves up and say, right, let's get stuck in. Yeah.
It took a lot of effort, but it was so joyful to do.
Yeah.
And it brought you guys together personally, I suppose.
It did indeed. Yeah.
Truly a labor of love.
Mm-hmm.
we've got to run out of time, but I got to ask quickly. I spent a lot of time in a radio studio, and I've met Alan Partridge, I'm sure, a few times. I'm sure you've met him too. What would he think of Stan and Ollie if he was to review the film on his radio show?
I actually think that Alan, for all his faults and foibles, is fairly in tune with popular taste, and I think he would fall right in line with everyone else and say, I give it 5 stars.
But he didn't do that.
Does he do it anymore?
I don't think he does. I mean, if I asked him straight out, maybe he would have, but, you know.
But he's got a new Alan Partridge TV show coming out.
Yes, this February, I think next month, it'll be on the BBC.
Okay.
So we'll
I could watch that every day.
But he's a talk show host. He's not on the radio anymore.
That's right, yeah.
He gets to do TV.
So
well, he originally started on TV.
Yeah, but so he's going back
knowing me, knowing you. Oh,
it's aha.
I was just saying that you don't really think of those two actors as being that character actors where they can really get into a role. But when you watch, I haven't seen the movie yet, but when you see the clips, they just look and sound exactly like Stan and Ollie.
And that's the thing. I mean, they play Stan and Ollie in the film, in their lives as well. So it's, if you loved Laurel and Hardy, and I sadly missed that bit of growing up. I know my older colleagues in the studio grew up with that, but I just totally immersed myself in that culture and that time, and I give it 4 stars.
4 stars, yeah. For me, I was just saying the warmth of the guys, because for me, Saturday morning they used to do the reruns of the Laurel and Hardy show, and it was just a highlight at 8:30 on a Saturday morning. I had to watch Laurel and Hardy. They were just brilliant masterminds.
And if you want to see that chat on stage at the Olympia Theatre, nova.ie.
Okay, well done. And sorry, 4 out of 5 stars.
4 out of 5.
Why not 5?
Well, because I guess, like I said, if I was part of the Laurel and Hardy time, I might have really enjoyed it.
If you bought into it emotionally,
but it made me laugh
kids,
out loud.
Okay.
You couldn't not.
All right, it's shown now at the moment.
Yeah.
Thank you, Clint.
Thank you, guys.
You can keep your job.
You've redeemed yourself, obviously, after yesterday's debacle with Hugh Grant. I know, I know. Papers are still talking about it.
It's the best of the Colm and Lucy Breakfast Show on Radio Nova.
What piece of music should we have for this? Let me just try this and see. Okay.
Oh, for God's sake. That is ridiculous. It's nothing to do with the story.
Welcome along to the Colm and Lucy Dilemma Day, where we encourage you, the listener, to get involved with this particular, let's call it a
discussion.
Dispute. Oh, discussion is good. Discussion.
It's good to talk, Hazy. It's good to talk.
It is good to talk.
Just because we're friends doesn't mean we can have different... It's wrong to have different opinions.
Oh, my God, we have so many different opinions. Now, this is going around at the moment, and Lucy, if you'd like to explain the story, because everyone's talking about this on Twitter and everything.
Okay, guys. Yeah. So, basically... it's 2019 and it's generally considered the norm to split the bill, but not everyone seems to agree with this concept, as one poor man recently found out, right? So this guy asked this girl out on a date. She went out on the date with him, okay? She ordered lobster and wine worth £72 and then thought he was rude for not picking up her £100 bill. Okay? He only had a carbonara and a beer, which came to the value of £14.
Bless him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so she obviously went mad and said, look, he was very rude for not paying for her dinner the first time round. And he said, but you invited me, you're lucky you didn't pay for my... Oh, sorry. So she invited him. Sorry,
yes,
she invited him out.
Yeah.
So then when he just paid for his own food, she said it was extremely rude that he didn't pay the first time.
Right.
And he said, but look, you invited me. Aren't you lucky that you didn't have to pay for my food as well because you invited me?
Yes.
Discuss.
Wow,
right.
Great idea, young. But you think he should have paid the bill?
Okay, so this is how I feel, right? Look, I am a working woman. I've been working since I was 15. And so I've always paid my own way. I've always been very independent. And I like going splits, with we're very 50-50 at home with the bills, because I work as well as my husband Richie. But I can't help but think, right? Okay, I think the lobster was a bit extreme. I do like lobster though. Anyway, I think the lobster was a bit extreme. But do you think, now don't start giving out to me and WhatsApping me angry thoughts. Do you think that
we want thoughts. We have to have opinions.
Yes, but we don't anger. We don't need anger. We just need, this is just like an adult conversation. Do you think that it's nice manners if the man, for whatever reason, it might sound a bit old-fashioned and is chivalrous, is that the word?
Chivalrous is good, yeah.
Pays for the first meal.
Right.
Let me know your thoughts, because I think that it's nice if he does, and I think he should have. or Elaine said that she went out on a date and the guy didn't pay or something, or kind of
went splitsies,
kind of put her off him.
So
and I think it would put me off too. I'm nearly sure that Rich paid for our first meal.
Well, I'm just thinking, because as you mentioned last week, you're now off Tinder. You've closed down that account. But which you revealed on there, which was quite embarrassing for Rich more than anybody.
Oh, Rich is delighted. I'm keeping my options open.
Okay, yeah. Until you find him on Tinder, and then what? Okay, anyway, so if you were to go back onto the dating scene,
yes,
and you were to go out on a date with a gentleman, would you expect the gentleman to pay?
I'll tell you what, the truth
like,
is...
if he went, no, put your purse away, Kennedy, your money's no good here.
Okay, I wouldn't go out with a guy who sounds like that and says purse. and I cannot stress this enough. I am generous. I'm a modern woman, and I would pay for the second meal, but I think there's
second meal?
I think there's something nice.
Okay.
I do. I think there's something nice in the guy paying for the first meal. Am I old-fashioned? Am I?
Can I just step in here, please?
Yes.
For my opinion?
Okay, Johnny Tight Pants.
That bitch, she a gold digger.
Oh, for God's sake, that is ridiculous.
Now, listen to me. Hang on a second. She goes out, she asks a bloke out, right?
Yeah.
She sits across while he's sipping on a beer, and he needs to grow a set. He's sipping
Why
on
does he need to grow a set? Because he's having a beer.
He's having a beer in a carbonara, and he can see she's on a lobster in a €70 bottle of wine.
Yeah.
And then at the end she goes, well, I think you should pay for the bill now. Oh, no, come on. That is setting back feminism by about 200 years at this stage.
No, I don't think so. I know, look,
you look for equality, you want us to treat you equal, and she gone getting herself lobster?
No, but wait a sec. But you don't think it's nice? Okay, so the first time you brought Anne out for dinner,
I told her what she was having.
did you? Oh, for God's sake, stop trying to be cool.
No, I'm not trying to be cool, because it never works.
That's true.
I think when we started going out first, both of us were working, and if my memory serves me correct, she was in a better job than me.
Yeah.
Probably still is. And we went splits. I think it was very much.
Oh no, Hazy, that's awful.
No, I think, and it was Anne, I think, said, no, listen, we're going to go splits. This is the way it is. I mean, it's great going out with you, and you're such a great guy.
I doubt she said that.
And I know you'll be a fantastic father of my child.
Really?
And
I mean,
already I can feel my loin moving.
I don't know if she said that. I'd say that was more her bowels.
But I think we went splitsy. Anne, text me if I'm wrong, but I think it was splitsies, and I think while we were dating at the start, it was very much splitsies. Yeah.
Someone says, what about equal pay, equal rights for women? Yes, I get all of that, right? I am an independent working woman, but I just think that it's just quite a nice surprise if on the first date the man pays for the meal. I think it's kind of old-fashioned gentleman style. It's like, I do like people holding open the door. I think it's nice. I will hold open the door for somebody. Colm, you don't. Remember the door nearly banged my nose the other day?
Well, that's because your nose is about 5 feet before your face.
That is true. That is true. That is definitely true.
So the thing, but would it not also be a nice surprise that if I went out with a lady for a first date, and the lady said, Colm, it's a first date, I want to pay for this.
Oh my God, you want to be a lady?
No,
this is not your time to come out.
No, she says it to me. I mean, I'm talking about modernism, I'm talking about feminism, I'm talking about equality, that she actually said, you know what, I've got this, Colm. You're okay.
No, you see, no, just for the first...
You're cringing there because you go, no, that's not the way the world should be.
I'm cringing for you.
I want to meet this girl. I want to meet this girl.
No, I just think that's not...
Right. But in this day and age, it's 2019. Come on.
Yes, I know. I agree, Lucy. Hopefully there's a second date and she can pay. Yes, nice. I agree. Yeah, I think so. Guys, in this day and age, if the guy did offer to pay, I would have insisted on going halves. I have to hate to admit this, but I kind of agree with Colm. Will and want equality.
Yeah. But do you not think
what about
also...
equal pay? On your first date, I'd ask to pay, but now it's 2019, women should pay as well. Team Colm. Colm, you're winning hands down.
But do you not think that he's treating her with disrespect by saying, no, you're okay, love, I'll pay for this?
Somebody says, Lucy, stop.
She took lobster, for God's sake. Maybe if she'd had a toasted ham sandwich, but lobster, it's too much.
I 100% agree with Lucy. I'm well able to pay for my own meal, but there is something nice about the man paying for the first meal. It would leave a bad impression if he didn't.
Old-fashioned.
Yeah.
No, but it's old. Is that the way it's going to be then? So you want to go out with an old-fashioned bloke?
No,
he's going to arrive to the restaurant on a horse.
Anna, that is ridiculous. Now you're just being absolutely ridiculous. Get off that horse. You didn't need to bring any props. But I have to say, even if he... Okay, if somebody if the guy had invited me out for dinner, right? Or if I'd invited the guy out for dinner, and he said, look, I'd like to pay for this. Knowing me, I would probably go, actually, do you know what? Let's go splits. But it would make me like him, the fact that he'd offered.
Okay, so, but at the end of the meal, if he lifts up the bill...
But I wouldn't have lobster. I'm one of these people that would have, like, a piece of, like I'd be too embarrassed. I'd have, like, water. I'd be really, I'd worry that I'd look greedy.
It was the first date, and at the end of the first date, so your new date went, well, that was nice, wasn't it, Lucy? Yeah, that was a lovely date. Can we meet again? Yeah, we can. Now, Lucy, just to say, so you had the crackers, the fizzy water, the 2 bottles of wine...
I think as a guy...
the chicken wings, so that's what you need to pay.
Okay, I love this guy. This is my kind of guy now, right? I think as a guy, paying for the first meal is a subtle gesture to say thank you for the date and you enjoyed the lady's company. It should be done without thought. Even if she's a complete gobbing, you should pay for it anyway.
Or is it a subtle gesture for going, okay, later?
Just so immature.
No,
I agree with Lucy. Here's another one. If I went on a date with someone, ordered lobster and a €70 bottle of wine, I wouldn't pay, I'd go half. That's just her taking advantage of that fella, says Colin. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm with Lucy on this. I've no problem footing the bill, whatever. Although I think,
but
Hayes, your tight ass.
No. She's taking lobster and a bottle of wine. Lobster and a bottle of wine. And the little bloke is just eating a carbonara and sipping a low-light beer.
I agree, Lucy. A gentleman has nothing to do with feminism.
It has everything to do with feminism from a feminist side. Surely you want to be treated equally. We don't want to think, the reason that we used to pay for the first date is because women didn't have the same wages.
You're not doing it to be equal. You're doing it because you're a tight arse.
That's not true. You can go for the cheap. You can go, when you go low, I go high.
What does that even mean?
It's the best of the Colm and Lucy Breakfast Show on Radio Nova.
Jay, good morning to you.
Morning, Jay.
Morning.
How are we?
We're good.
Right.
Good.
We were talking about the male-female paying the bill situation. What are your thoughts?
I would always try and pay for a meal when we're out.
Yeah.
But, as you guys know, my first date was paid for by a rather famous person, which probably impressed my wife quite a lot. So.
Yes,
okay, tell us the story. Go on.
Basically, it was Ronnie Woods paid for my first meal with my then girlfriend, now wife.
Wow.
He came into a restaurant that I was working in, and he had forgotten his wallet, shall we say. So I offered to pay for his meal, and in returns, he paid for a meal in Sticky Fingers for me and my wife.
No
Very
way.
Nice, yeah. So
he remembered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good sign.
What was the restaurant?
Sticky Fingers.
Is that the one that used to be down in Dublin?
No, it's in Kensington in London.
Oh, they tried a Sticky Fingers in Dublin, I remember that. Okay, so that was nice. So what did he have and who was he with?
I don't remember who he's with, but I will tell you how long ago it was, because it was the night that John Major got into power in the UK.
Oh my God, it was 1,500 years ago.
So that's a very, very long time ago. But
Jay, can I ask you? Wow. Can I ask you a question now? Just be honest, because we're all friends, okay? And Ronnie Woods is not listening.
Yeah.
Did you go wild because you knew he was footing the bill?
No, I didn't.
Lying.
But he did send us a bottle of champagne as well. So.
Wow,
nice.
That's nice.
I know he royally looked after us, and I can't fault him for that one. He was.
Oh my God, he's now in my circle of trust. What a nice guy.
He's meant to be a genuinely nice guy. So basically, he was also responsible for possibly you and your lovely partner being together.
Maybe. I'd like to think there might be a couple of other factors there as well.
See his cheeky charm and his good looks and his six-pack, obviously.
Whose?
Six-pack? No, it's a keg nowadays.
Jay's not Ronnie's.
Jay, I like the story. Okay, listen, man, thanks for the call.
Thanks, Jay.
All right, take care.
It's the best of the Colm and Lucy Breakfast Show on Radio Nova.
Now, we've got these tickets for Bon Jovi to give away. Bon Jovi, of course, playing the RDS. So if you want to get involved in this, all you need to do is get to us at 087 18 100. You can text us or you can WhatsApp us at 087 18 100. There is a story in the papers today. Actually, it's more a picture than a story, but it's brilliant. So 2 female tennis spectators were thrown out of the Australian Open yesterday after fighting over a player's sweaty headband. And they look like they're probably in their 50s or early 60s. The unruly pair were ordered out of the Melbourne arena after scrapping over Sabalenka's Nike accessories accessory. The 20-year-old threw it into the crowd after defeating Katie Boulter, yeah. And then the two of them just went, now we probably will tweet this picture, the two of them went completely nuts. They're like pulling the jugals out of each other.
What the hell is going on?
I know.
It's so embarrassing.
It's just to get that celebrity thing and have it, that prize celebrity thing. Because we were thinking, I don't think I have anything from any celebrity
Do you
ever.
have anything from Jim?
No, I don't, no. Hey, huh? No, I don't. You said, did you have something there you had?
I have something from David Guest, God rest his soul.
Okay, yeah.
So when I lived with David Guest, sorry, I'm just cutting out menu recipes because I'm on my health kick. When I lived with David Guest for RTE sort of 8 years ago, in his apartment in St. John's Wood, which was beautiful.
Yeah.
So obviously for living with Lucy, I didn't just randomly live with David Guest. I had a small baby then. Jack was only about maybe 8 months old. And he gave me one of Michael Jackson's monkey teddy bears.
Wow. Okay.
And it was very old and musty. And I said, David, thank you so much. I really can't take it. Was very old.
Right.
I really can't take this. No, please. I have 3 of them. So I said, well, thank you. And but then I brought it home. Obviously, I was so excited. Told everybody I know. Then I was thinking, I need to wash it.
You washed Michael Jackson's teddy bear?
I put it in the washing machine. And when the fur just kind of gets all bally.
Yeah.
It came out looking like that dead fox that your mum had removed from her garden.
No.
But anyway, it's still at home in my attic. Right. And so there you go. I have Michael Jackson's teddy bear.
Well, there seems to be a recurring theme here because Clint
also has Michael Jackson.
The same one, because he went into your house. No, Clint, you nearly got something from Michael Jackson?
This story brings me almost to tears.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. I was a small teenager.
Yeah.
This was going back to Perth, Michael Jackson's history tour when I lived in Australia.
Yeah.
When you see a Michael Jackson concert, you see screaming girls, people passing out, people having been carried
Girls?
out.
Yeah.
And boys, all sorts.
Yeah.
So Michael came to town, my little town in Australia, and my mum said, you're not going to Michael Jackson's concert unless I come with you.
Oh, really?
Because she was afraid I'd pass out.
Okay.
Yes.
And be one of those people.
Oh,
So
no.
off we went to the Michael Jackson concert. Mm-hmm. And at every Michael Jackson concert, he does the famous Billie Jean.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
And of course, what does he do during Billie Jean?
Moonwalks.
He moonwalks.
Yeah.
And then there's that pivotal moment when he does the moonwalk, stands on his feet and throws the fedora hat out
into the crowd.
God, he must go through them.
Yeah, every night.
He does. Every night there's a new hat. So there I am, 16-year-old me with mum. In the 6th row, I spent all my savings on my 6th row ticket to Michael Jackson. And the hat comes out, and where does it land?
On your head!
At my feet.
Whoa.
No!
At my feet.
Wow,
literally in front of me.
Yeah.
No.
And within a blink of an eye, 30 men from all over come running towards me and my mother. My mother is trampled.
No.
And the hat gets thrown about and thrown in the air. And at one stage, a security guy comes and calms everyone down. He grabs the hat and pushes everyone away.
Right.
Looks at me, and I'm thinking, oh, that's very nice. Thank you. Thankfully, he saw what going on. He saw what was going on. And he looked at me and went, I can't do this, and threw it back up in the air, and then there was another scuffle somewhere else.
Oh, no! God.
At this point, you were obviously crying and making a total fool of yourself.
And my mother's on the floor.
I'm worried about Mrs. Drieberg at this stage.
Resuscitating your mother.
Yes. Mrs. Drieberg has been stampeded on at this stage.
So that was my almost catching Michael Jackson.
So who got it then?
I
don't know. Some fool on the other side of the stadium.
Well, I wonder what they did with the hats.
Yeah.
Did they flog them?
No,
then?
he's known for throwing out the hat and it's signed inside in like a gold pen and the date of the concert. Like, this is a thing.
Okay, yeah.
Which
Clint,
I almost
we could
had.
be doing this show live from Barbados right now because you'd be minted.
From the hat,
Yes.
So it got us to worry. So we're thinking about the hat, okay? We're thinking about the little teddy bear and obviously the headband in the Melbourne Open. Was there something that you got from a celebrity? Either you met them or they threw it out in the concert?
No, Hazy.
Yeah,
what about Dermot Gavin? Didn't you work with him, the gardener?
I did, yes.
The gardener on the Weekend Challenge thing.
He gave me a set of gardening gloves.
Oh.
So I was
Did
set of Dermot Gavin
there
gardening
you go.
gloves.
Dermot. He's not Dermot.
Dermot.
No, Dermot.
Dermot. So I have a set of Dermot Gavin gardening gloves. You've Michael Jackson's teddy bear, and you nearly have Michael Jackson's hat. That's the sort of goal we're looking for here. 0871818 For the best one, we'll give you John Bon Jovi tickets to go see him in the RDS.
You
okay?
could get something from Bon.
Yeah. Now you nearly got John Bon Jovi's bottom, didn't you?
Well, no, I was trying to, but then his wife stopped me when I was stalking him in, was it LA?
Yeah.
Which was, it was a pity. I was embarrassed.
Okay.
Because I was caught behind a bin.
It's the best of the Colm and Lucy Breakfast Show on Radio Nova.
You may have heard in the news there, actually, about the two people at the tennis game in Melbourne that actually were thrown out because they all went for the same headband. And they were trying to get this off the tennis player and they were chucked out.
I would never care that much to knock somebody out over sweaty headband.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, I was actually just reminded me of somebody that we worked with. Actually, we were just talking about it, RT, there a few minutes ago. Alice, who's a producer many years ago. Alice, when she was young,
Alice would kill someone for a headband.
She was a bald person.
She was bald?
No, she wasn't bald.
Oh, sorry.
She was a bald girl.
Oh, she was a bald girl.
In Wimbledon, and she got Bjorn Borg's headband, and she still has it and rubs it at night. It helps her go to sleep.
Yes, but you know what? Alice has the kind of hair that would work with that headband. Do you know what I mean? She's got big hair. She's like a microphone. Morning, Alice.
Okay, so we're getting people they're calling us in at 0871818 WhatsApp or texting us with things they got from celebrities. It's Colin first, isn't it? Hey, Colin. Hey, Colin, how are you?
Grand.
Where are you?
Good.
Hey, what?
Wow, it's
work?
very, very echoey. Yeah.
It's the corridor.
Can you go into another room?
Are you on the toilet? Be honest.
No.
Okay. Tell me. Say hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
Corridor's got carpet.
Can you flush it, please, and wash your hands?
What have you got, Colin?
Right, okay, so a bit of a story, but basically my grandfather was a choir master.
Yeah.
Back in Scotland in the 30s, 40s, 50s.
Okay.
Now, at some point in the 40s, he was across in, I think, New York with the choir. And they basically recorded with Frank Sinatra.
Wow.
Wow.
Frank Sinatra. Okay, that's a claim to fame. Yeah, go on.
But my grandmother, and she ended up passing this on to my auntie.
Yeah.
She has the correspondence from Sinatra thanking them and asking how the family was and all that stuff.
No.
Get out of here. So Frank Sinatra wrote to your granddad to ask him how's it going? How's it hanging, basically?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow. And do you still have that letter?
I think my grandmother did have it. I think it's with my auntie now.
Oh, steal it. That could be worth a few quid.
So your grandmother had it, you think, and now you think it's with your auntie?
I think that's where most of the stuff went.
Have you ever seen this letter? Did you ever have it? Oh, you had it in your hand, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. So a Frank Sinatra, that would be worth probably a couple of hundred on eBay at this stage, I'd say.
Way more.
Yeah? More?
They're worth millions.
Not millions.
Okay, thousands. Thousands.
Well, the funny thing is, though, that there's very few people ever heard of my grandfather. And, I mean, he recorded here in the GPO with a choir. He recorded in New York. He recorded all over the place.
Wow.
Very few people ever actually heard of him.
But we've all heard of Frank Sinatra, and he got a letter from Frank Sinatra.
So he was a big deal?
Yeah, Colin, I like it.
Much.
All right, man, listen, thank you for that story.
How interesting, thank you.
Take care of yourself, Frank Sinatra letter.
Nick that from your auntie. Bump her off.
Jimmy, how are you, Jimmy?
Hello, Colin. How are you? How are things?
Not too bad. What did you get?
Well, it's I got it a couple of years ago. It is the hit TV program, The Vikings.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watched it.
Yeah.
Well, I became quite good friends with the crew, and I got to know Travis Fimmel, who played the lead character Ragnar in it.
Okay.
And but Ragnar, through the charity that I run, we became great friends.
Yeah.
And when he got killed off in the series, he gave me the shield that he'd used all the way through.
Wow.
With the Vikings, signed by all the cast, by Travis, by Alexander Ludwig, by Katrin Winnick.
Wow.
So quite a nice thing.
Quite a nice thing is right.
Where do you have that now?
I keep it in the house. It's safely hanging on the wall in my house.
Well, I'd say that's a bit of a conversation piece when people come in. Like you've got a shield hanging on your wall. That's pretty impressive.
It's really good because everybody wants to have their photo taken with it, and I still use it for I bring it out when I'm doing events. I'll bring it out because as you know, it's such a huge popular program.
Yes.
The Vikings.
Do you charge people? Do you charge people for these photos?
The shield.
Oh, Lucy, I'm not that bad.
when you bring it out to do events, what are you talking about? What sort of events do you do?
Sword fighter.
Well, yeah. Well, we had a big event for the charity for Avion's Pink Tie a couple of years ago called the Viking Picnic.
Oh, Avion's Pink Tie, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
And
I'm Avion's dad.
Oh, right, yeah, gotcha.
Yes,
Yeah,
I've
Jerry.
done stuff with you before, I think.
So we bring it to it. We had a couple of events, the Big Viking Picnic, and everybody was in the gear and dressed as Vikings, and So we had we bring to those events, and then we have parties for the kids from St. John's Wort, and we bring it to those events as well. So it's a very popular thing, and it's brilliant that Travis gave it to us because we get to use it forever. And I love watching the TV program now and seeing it in the program.
Because you can shout, "That's my shield! That's my shield!" I like it.
Yeah, all the time. You can't help doing that.
Great story.
Brilliant.
All right, man. Listen, thanks for that.
Good to talk to you.
Good morning, Tony.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Tony.
How are you doing?
Clint told me we were to talk to you, that you have a story for us, Tony.
Why are we playing scary music?
Because I'm scared. Go ahead, Tony.
Tony?
Yes, indeed. A friend of mine, Connor McAllister, was working on one of the Superman movies.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I was invited along onto the set one day, and then Christopher Reeves, he gave me a pair of his Superman shorts.
What?
No! You are joking.
Wow!
Seriously.
So did he just come? Was he wearing them at the time and he took them off, or how did this happen?
Well, he took them off. That it's funny you should mention that, Colm, because that was the one thing ruined it, because it's got a dirty big skid mark down the back of them.
Oh my God, he had skids.
So I put Christopher Reeve's skid mark.
My God! So you've
Christopher shorted.
So where are they now?
Well, they're hanging on the wall.
Oh,
in a frame. But it was lucky they were yellow, because it hit all the stains on the front.
Oh, for God's sake, it was yellow skids.
Oh, brilliant. How long ago was this?
Oh, for God's sake, I was about 16, I think.
Wow.
Did he sign them? Who's to say they're yours and not just some smelly neighbours?
He could have signed them in blue.
It's got a big S on it for Superman.
Yeah, but you can get them in pennies. Like, who's to say it was his?
Sorry, that S could... He gave them to him!
Yes, but who's to say, other than, like, if we were to DNA his skid mark?
Christopher Reeve took off his shorts and gave them to this man, Tony.
Yes, but Tony...
Well, that's a good point. You could DNA the skid mark.
Oh, yes. Please.
This is what I'm thinking, Tony. Do you have a pickaxe?
Well, I mean, it's well dried in at this stage.
Oh,
that's what I mean. A pickaxe will get it off.
I think the word would be cake.
Okay, this is Tony. Is there a possibility that you can send us a picture of Christopher Reeve? No. Not necessarily the skids, but Christopher Reeve's shorts.
Maybe I could scrape off a bit of the skid mark.
See, again,
Tony, I feel like you and I should get married.
We're going down the wrong conversation. But if you get a chance, will you send us in a picture of Christopher Reeve's shorts?
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
I love it. All right,
man. Oh, my God.
Bye.
See you, man.
Best story ever.
Bye-bye.
Like in the history of Nova.
I love it.
It's the best of the Colm and Lucy Breakfast Show on Radio Nova.
Where's he gone? Oh, there he is.
He's walking around. I never feel safe when he's behind me.
I know. Yesterday I found him under the table. We are talking about our man of the movies, Clint. And he is here again.
Thank God, back up on a chair.
With another almost award-winning review of two exciting movies.
Almost award-winning if we were very desperate.
Well, you can give me a star rating at the end. How about that?
Oh,
I see.
Okay.
Accept the challenge.
What have we got?
I was in the cinema last Friday night, hanging out with Saoirse Ronan,
Again?
as you do.
Yeah.
Having a glass of Prosecco.
Did you like her?
I love her.
Okay.
You guys have some great talent in this country.
Yes.
Barry Keoghan
is
a superstar.
Yes, he is.
Saoirse Ronan, superstar.
Alan Hughes.
Colm Hayes.
Thank you.
Once was. But she is brilliant. She is Mary, Queen of Scots. She also is brilliant because she is held up in this role by her Queen Elizabeth, which is my countrywoman, Margot Robbie.
Okay.
They together on the screen are just fantastic. This is the tale of Mary Stuart, the Queen of France, who as a teenager has to go back to her roots, go off to Scotland, claim her throne after her husband dies, and she wants to claim England too because she has a right to do so because of the family.
I am listening. I'm just doing my
But
makeup.
Queen Elizabeth down south doesn't like that idea.
Okay.
So they don't get along, and this is the tale of babies and husbands and adultery and wars and dirtiness and smelliness and all sorts of... There is... I wanted to ask Saoirse this. I didn't have the chance. But
Saoirse.
There
You
is...
didn't call her Saoirse, did you?
No, I didn't speak to her.
She hates you.
What? Hang on. Is it Saoirse?
Saoirse, welcome to Ireland. How long are you living here?
So she has a sexy scene in this.
Yeah.
And it's quite the sexy scene.
Does it involve?
And when it's in the big screen and it's in front of your face, I wonder how that makes her feel. There is also a very, very, very disgusting killing scene in this.
Okay.
Brutal as. So if you're not... this is probably not the best date movie to go on.
Okay.
Or with your parents.
Oh, yeah, don't take the parents.
Don't
but it
embrace.
is brilliant. Here's a taste of Mary, Queen of Scots.
Your cousin Mary has returned to take up her throne.
She is only your queen if I should not produce an heir.
We bring an heir to Scotland and to England.
Your beauty, your bravery, your gifts will be your downfall.
And yes, it goes on from there. Lucy's worrying about the sex scene now.
No,
I'm
I
not going
said,
to tell you
what
what
is the sex scene? And I didn't know what he was
uncomfortable.
doing. But the last time I saw someone in that position was on Twister.
Yes, and
Playing
it's quite
Twister.
like that.
There's actually something in the papers about it today as well, talking about it and all those sort of sex scenes that are in movies at the moment. There's one in Colette as well.
Yeah, there is a...
It's getting quite graphic, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, but it was of the time. It was, that kind of thing. And it is still a 5-star film.
5 stars!
Finally.
My fear, well, not my fear, my worry about this when it came out was it was coming out at exactly the same time as The Favourite, and there was sort of a running theme of Crazy Queens, and who would win out in the end.
This is a different Crazy Queen, though.
Yeah, but is this as if you were to go to Mary Queen of Scots or The Favourite?
Different films.
Different idea.
Oh, The Favourite is a black comedy, completely another world. Yes, it does involve a royal family, but do not think of them as even in the same family.
Okay, so if you saw one on a Friday and a Saturday, it's not I went to 2 Queen movies.
Well, you still went to 2
and
Queen
then you
movies.
went to Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the time. Clint does.
Yeah.
Also to watch this week is Beautiful Boy. This is starring Steve Carell. It's the true story. Actually, a man and his child both wrote books about their experiences with the teenager going through drug addiction. It is a powerful, powerful movie.
Yeah.
It's not beautiful at all, funnily enough.
It's tough, is it?
It's a hard watch.
Yeah.
And it'll get you because everyone's got a father or everyone's had a son, so you will be touched by this. You will need the Kleenex.
Really?
Here is A Beautiful Boy.
There are moments that I look at this kid that I raised and I wonder who he is.
Who are you, Nick? This is me, Dad. This is who I am.
It's hard as hell to get sober. But I love my family. I want them to be proud of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Carell can just do anything, and he continues to prove that in this movie. He is absolutely fantastic, as is Timothée Chalamet, who was in Call Me By Your Name last year. He plays the teenager. Like I said, you'll need the tissues. Lucy, I don't think you should see this one.
Oh, no, because I can't cope. I was crying at that little promo.
But it is still a brilliant 4.5 star.
4.5. Again,
Why did you lose the half?
Because it was so hard. I thought about this film for days afterwards. And that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. But it's
thought-provoking.
Yeah.
But again, my concern when I saw this was that there's another Steve Carell movie in the cinemas, Marwen.
Yes.
So that's a
different film, though. Yeah.
No, again, I get a different film. So if you're to see a Steve Carell movie this weekend,
this is the one.
This is the one. Beautiful.
And can I just the other reason why I lost half a star?
Yeah.
A lady in front of me on her phone throughout the whole film.
No.
And I'm not
That's
talking
not
about
Steve Carell's
No.
problem.
Maybe she was filming it illegally.
It spoiled my experience. And sure
I
enough,
know.
you might get a text or a phone call urgently, and you must bugger off if that's the case. She was actually opening emails because I saw her. She was directly in front of me, replying to emails.
Yeah.
She was doing a job application.
But wait a sec, was she there? She wasn't applying here, was she?
I would not give her a job.
Was she,
and our new
on her
reviewist
own?
is. Yeah.
She was on her. This was a media screening, so she was. You probably know her.
Oh, no names.
I'm not naming this person, but this person is a fool.
Oh! How many stars?
Now we need to know who it
She
is.
has no stars.
She got no stars.
No, who does that? She was
I have a
applying
question.
for a job in a movie.
But is she a star?
No, she's not a star.
okay.
But you know her.
Okay, we all know her.
It's the best of the Colm and Lucy Breakfast Show on Radio Nova.
That's it from the Colm and Lucy podcast. We'll have another podcast up next week. And remember, you can join us live on the radio. Radio Nova, Monday to Friday, 6 to 10.
The Colm and Lucy Podcast. Seriously addictive podcasting.
From Nova.ie and Radio Nova.